Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rebecca, and on this channel I talk about anything and everything that has to do with yoga, and I have practices here for you too. Today's video is going to be a full practice. It's the second video in my Vitality series, and these classes are packed with fun. So they're all levels classes. If you're a beginner, that's totally okay. If you're intermediate or more advanced, you're gonna love it too. Just listen to my cues and choose the option that's appropriate for your level. All right, so above all, focus on your breath and have fun. For today's practice, you may need 2 blocks, a strap, and a blanket, and of course a yoga mat. So go get your stuff, and I'll see you in a minute. Real quick before we get started, hit the like button below and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next one. Okay, so for today's practice, let's start out on hands and knees. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And just take a minute here and stretch out your wrists. My wrists have been stiff lately. I've been spending more time in front of the computer. And okay, I've been golfing a lot too. And it's my first summer golfing, so I'm still kind of getting used to the sport. All right, let's flip one palm up. And flip the other up. Good, come back on your knees, interlace your fingers, and just kind of roll out the wrists. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, push the palms away. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, and exhale, hands come down. Okay, let's point the toes back, sit on the bottoms of your feet. And if this is enough for you, stay here. And if you'd like to stretch out the tops of your feet, you can lift one knee at a time. When we stretch out the joints like this, it kind of softens the fascia and helps the rest of the practice. All right, so come back to all fours. And we're just going to take a second here and just kind of shift the hips from side to side. You can even bring the knees together and then shift the hips from side to side. Good. And we'll come straight into plank pose, high push-up position. Okay, when you're in high push-up position, use your whole body. Engage the lower belly, the middle belly, even the sides, along the ribs, the front, the whole front body. Feel your thighs engage. And on an exhale, slowly lower down to the belly by bending the elbows, coming through yogi push-up all the way down to the belly. Point the toes back. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Okay, so for your first down dog here, we're gonna bend one knee and then the other and stretch out your calves and your heels. Breathing in and out through your nose. You can constrict the back of the throat to slow down the breath. And then look forward, and we're going to walk the feet all the way to the front. Feet are about hip distance apart. Lift up your toes, spread them apart, bring the hands to the shins, and place the toes back down on the mat. Good. Inhale, lengthen again. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, engage the low belly as you rise all the way up. Legs are strong, long stretch overhead. Exhale, hands in prayer at heart center. Okay, legs are strong, gripping with the feet, all four corners of your feet. Hold the floor. Contract the pelvic floor, draw the lower belly in, lower ribs in, and pull the shoulders back. 3 breaths here, mountain pose. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge right at the hip joint. Engage that low belly all the way down. Use the belly for the forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back into plank. Lower down, your choice. Either all the way down to the belly, knees, chest, and chin, or yogi push-up. I'm going to do knees, chest, and chin on this second one. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Cobra has the thighs on the mat like I'm demonstrating right now. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Look to the front. Step, walk, or hop your feet to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Lift your toes. Toes back down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, engage the low belly. Rise all the way up. Exhale, hands in prayer at heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or float back into plank. Lower down, your choice. Either the belly, knees, chest, and chin, or yogi push-up. I'm doing yogi push-up this time. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Up dog has thighs lifted off the mat. And exhale back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Look forward. Step, walk, or hop your feet to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands in prayer at heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or float back. Lower down, yogi's choice. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up and back. Exhale, bring that knee in towards your nose. Shift the weight forward, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, push up and back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, and step that foot all the way to the front. Leave your left hand on the mat. Right hand can come up to the right knee. You also may use a block under the left hand. Okay, you can keep the right hand on the right knee, take a twist to the right, or you can reach the right hand up towards the ceiling. 3 breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Right hand comes down. Step back into plank. Lower down, yogi's choice. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. One more. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Step that foot all the way to the front. Leave the right hand on the floor or grab a block. Left hand to the left knee, take a twist. Option to reach the left hand up to the ceiling. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Left hand comes down. Step the right foot all the way to the front next to the left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands in prayer at heart center. Coming into chair pose, Utkatasana. Bend your knees, lower your seat. Inhale, arms reach to the front or up overhead. On an exhale, straighten the legs, forward fold, hands to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or float back. Lower down, yogi's choice. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Step the right foot to the front. Lift the torso and the arms up. Keep your left heel pointed up. Okay, on an exhale, we're just going to touch the left knee down to the mat. Good, inhale, straighten the leg, come back up. Exhale 2, lower down. Nice and slow, inhale up. Exhale 3. Inhale up. Exhale 4. Inhale up. Exhale 5. Perfect. Hands to the floor. Step back to plank. Okay, option for Vinyasa or just step back to down dog. So Vinyasa just means coming down, coming up, and then pushing back. Or you can skip that and just go back to down dog at any time. Stepping the left foot forward. Keep the right heel pointed up. Coming into your runner's lunge, torso and arms lift. On an exhale, slowly lower down. Just graze the right knee towards the mat. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale 2, lower down. Inhale up. Exhale 3. Inhale up. Exhale 4. Inhale up. Exhale 5. Perfect. Hands come down. Option for Vinyasa or just step back to down dog. 3 breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Look to the front. Step, walk, or hop your feet there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Come back into chair pose. Bend your knees, lower your seat. Inhale, torso and arms lift. And exhale, stand tall, hands in prayer, mountain pose. Back to chair pose. Inhale, chair pose. And exhale, forward fold, hands to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or float back. Lower down, your choice. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Step the right foot to the front, warrior pose 1 as you inhale. And warrior pose 2 as you exhale. Turn the hips to the left, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, reverse warrior, right arm reaches up to the sky. Exhale, extended side angle, right elbow over the right knee. Left arm swoops up overhead towards the front of your mat. Inhale, both hands to the floor. Step back. Option for vinyasa, or just push back to down dog, your choice. On the left side, step the left foot forward to warrior pose 1. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, warrior 2, left arm to the front, right arm to the back. Inhale, reverse warrior, left arm reaches up to the ceiling. Exhale, extended side angle, left elbow comes down over the left knee, right arm swoops up towards the front of your mat. Inhale, both hands come down to the floor. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Coming into locust pose. Okay, clasp the hands behind your back. If that's not available, grab your strap and just hold on to your strap. Okay, squeeze your knees together, ankles together, feet together. Inhale, lift everything up and hold. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Lift a little higher. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Lower down. Hands next to the ribs, fingers forward. Inhale, lift to cobra. And exhale, push back, downward facing dog. All right, setting up for crow pose. So hands are shoulder width apart. All right, so come to the front of your mat. If you're just learning crow pose, practice putting your elbows into the crook of your knee, into the knee crease there. Okay, hands are shoulder width apart, fingers are wide. And then squeeze your elbows with your knees and practice lifting up 1 foot at a time, and then maybe both. Okay, if you're working on next steps, bring the knees up into the backs of the arms, close to the armpits if possible, and push. Make a little shelf with your elbows, and then see if you can lift up 1 toe at a time, and maybe both. Okay, play around with that. And when you're finished, take a seat. Shins up, forearms up. You're on your bum, coming into half boat pose. Here we go. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Cross the ankles, shift your weight forward. Step back to downward facing dog. All right, coming into warrior 2 on the right side. Right foot to the front, left heel down. Torso and arms lift. Left arm back, right arm forward. Look out over the right fingertips. Nice deep lunge with the right knee. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Coming to extended side angle. You can bring the right elbow over the right knee. Left hand can come to the left hip. You can look out to the side, up to the ceiling, or you can reach the left arm up to the ceiling, or even up overhead towards the front of your mat. If you'd like to go deeper, right hand comes down to the floor or a block. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Look down, inhale, come up. Straighten the right leg. Adjust your feet if you need to. We'll come into triangle pose. Hinge at the right hip. Slide the right hand down the right shin. It can either stay on the right shin. It can come down to a block or the floor. Left hand can come to your hip, or you can reach up to the ceiling. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Look down at the floor. One hand on either side of your right foot. Step back into plank. Lower down, yogi's choice, all the way down to your belly. Coming back into locust pose. This time we'll bring the arms out to the sides and separate your feet about as wide as your body. Inhale, lift everything up off the floor. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Lower down. Hands next to the ribs. Bring your feet together. Push back. Downward facing dog. Coming into warrior 2 on the left side. Step your left foot to the front. Right heel pivots down. Hips and chest open up to the right side of your mat. And left arm forward, right arm back. Nice deep lunge with the left knee. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Coming to extended side angle. Okay, choose the same option you did on this side as you did on the other side. So left elbow goes over your left knee, or hand can go to the floor or a block. Right hand to the right hip, up to the ceiling, or reaching up overhead. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Inhale, come up. Grab your props if you need them, block or 2. Okay, shift your right foot if you need to. Coming into triangle pose, tilt your left hip. Bring your left hand down to the floor, your shin or a block. Right hand to the right hip. Rotate the chest up towards the ceiling. Right arm can reach up. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Remember to choose the arm variation that feels best. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Okay, look down. Bring both hands down to the floor. Option for Vinyasa, or step back to downward facing dog. Let's come into child's pose here. All right, so knees apart or knees together, your choice. Take a seat back on your heels if that's available. Forehead down to the floor or a block. Stretch your arms up overhead, or they can come down next to your feet. 3 breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Perfect. Inhale, come back up to all fours, and exhale, push back, downward facing dog. All right, bring your hands together so that the thumbs touch. Step or hop your feet forward, and come into a low squat. Okay, if your heels come up off the floor, you can use your handy dandy blanket and put your heels on the blanket. If that's not really comfortable either, you can put your sitting bones on a block. Okay, wherever you're at, doesn't matter. Okay, use your hands pressed together to push your knees apart. Pull the shoulder blades back. Okay, once you find that position, take the right hand down and place on the floor at 3 o'clock-ish. Left hand comes up to the left knee, take a twist. You can stay here. If you'd like to go further, you can reach the left arm up towards the ceiling, or you can reach and hold hands with yourself behind your back. Okay, whatever's available. 3 breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Perfect. Come back to center. Come back, bring both elbows inside. Press the palms together, knees apart. Lean forward just a little bit. And then bring the left hand down to 9 o'clock. Bring the right hand up to your right knee. Take a twist. You can stay here or reach the right hand up to the ceiling, or you can clasp hands behind your back. 3 breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Perfect. Release your hands. And, okay, we'll come back into crow pose. Okay, so do what you did last time. Just give it a whirl. Okay, hold it for a couple of breaths. And when you're ready, find your way back to downward facing dog. Coming into warrior pose 1 on the right side, step the right foot to the front, left heel pivots down, torso and arms lift. You can take any arm variation that you like in warrior pose. You can keep the hands on the hips. You can reach the arms overhead. You can bring the arms into goalpost arms. I'm actually going to bring my arms into eagle right now. So I'm going to cross the left over the right, bend the right elbow, bring the left hand around the front and put the right pinky into the palm of the left hand. Okay, 4 more breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Good. Bring the hands in prayer. Left heel points up. On an exhale, take a twist and bring the left elbow over the right knee. Option to bring the left knee to the floor. And if you'd like to do a deeper version of the pose, please do. So a deeper version of the pose is where you bind the pose and hold hands as you twist. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. All right, release the pose. Face the front. Coming into a nice deep lunge here. Bring both hands to the inside of the right foot. Toe heel the right foot out to the right side. And you can stay here. We're gonna come into lizard pose. You can come down to the elbows, or you can bring your elbows down to the mat. Elbows can come down to the block or the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. All right, we're going to come back up. Grab your blocks if you have them. If you don't really need them. We're going to come into pyramid pose. So you're going to scooch the left foot forward just a little bit. Make sure the feet are as wide as your hips so you're not on a tightrope. Square up the hips to the front of your mat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come into a forward fold. Slide your hands down the right shin. You can stay here, or you can bring your hands down to blocks, or you can bring your hands down to the floor. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Good. Come out of the pose. Bend your right knee. One hand on the other side of the right foot. Step back into plank. Option for vinyasa, or just to push back to downward facing dog. Coming into warrior pose 1 on the left side. Left foot to the front, right heel pivots down, torso and arms lift. And then bring your hands or your arms into the same arm variation you did on the other side. If you took eagle, bring the right over the left. So you cross the right over the left, bend your left elbow, wrap the right hand around the front, left fingertips into the right palm. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Release the arms. Point the right heel up. Hands come into prayer on an exhale. Take a twist, right elbow over the left knee. And take the same variation that you did on the other side. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Release the pose. Bring both hands to the floor, and we'll come into lizard pose for 3 breaths. Okay, so both hands come to the inside of the left foot. Hands come down to the mat, or you can do elbows down to a block or the floor. 3 breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Okay, walk your hands back in, come up out of the pose, moving into pyramid pose. Scooch the right foot forward. Use the blocks if you'd like. Okay, inhale, lift up. Square up the hips to the front of your mat. Exhale, hinge right at the hips. Coming into a forward fold, hands to the left shin, your blocks, or the floor. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Okay, come out of the pose. Step back to downward facing dog. All right, now we're gonna have some fun. So bring your hands together so the thumbs touch. Step or hop your feet to the front. All right, we're gonna come into Bhujapadasana, also known as shoulder pressure pose. Okay, so if this is your first time doing it, have patience with yourself. I'm gonna show you a couple of options for getting into it, okay? Because it tends to be a little bit dicey on the wrists, so if you have if your wrists haven't really quite built up strength from yoga practice, you can use a blanket or blocks, and I'll show you that in a minute. So shoulder pressure pose. Feet are wider, almost as wide as the mat, and you're gonna walk your hands back behind your feet. You're gonna grab your ankles and kind of squeeze your shoulders back underneath. This is like that quintessential weird yoga pose, right? So hands go right behind your heels. Make a shelf with your elbows. Take a seat on your elbows. And then you're just gonna toe heel your feet together, and you're gonna cross one over the other, latch them together and squeeze your shoulders, hence the name shoulder pressure pose. Okay, so if that feels terrible on your wrists, you can try it with a blanket. Okay, I'm not 100% sure that this is going to be fantastic, but you can try it. So you just put your most of the, the palm on the blanket, and then work your way into the pose. All right. When you're finished, if you'd like to try a more advanced variation, all right, so you can take a break, come on down. Let's roll out the wrist here for a second. My wrists have been feeling a little meh this summer. All right, so this time we're gonna try something a little bit different, and we're gonna see if we can step out of shoulder pressure pose and move through Vinyasa, okay? So we'll unhook one foot, swing it back, place it back down on the mat, and then we'll step the other foot back, okay? So just give it a shot. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but you gotta try. I'm not even sure if it's gonna work for me. It just seems like a good idea to do at the time. All right, so clasp your feet together, and you're gonna bend the elbows a little bit, unhook your feet, straighten one leg out to the side, hook the other one a little bit tighter, all right, and then step one foot back, good, then the other. Yeah, that was a little dicey, it was tough for me, okay? Coming into high push-up position, exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Okay, coming into Sphinx pose, that's what it is. Elbows under the shoulders. You can roll out your wrist here for a second if you need to. Okay, palms down, fingers wide. Roll the shoulders back, lift up. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Good, lower down. And we're gonna push back into child's pose. Okay, 3 breaths here. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. All right, giddy up. Inhale, back up to all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, for some reason I'm feeling it, so we'll come into forearm stand, all right? If you're just learning the pose, you come down to your elbows, interlace your fingers together, and do 5 dolphins, okay? So you just kind of shift the weight forward and then push back to this elbow dog position, okay? So you do that 5 times. If you're working a little bit further into the pose, you'll practice kicking up 5 times, okay? And if you know Pinchamayurasana or forearm stand, go ahead, kick up. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Good. Come on down. We're going to push back to down dog. Walk your feet to the front. And hang out here in ragdoll. So you can separate your feet hip distance apart. Grab onto opposite elbows. Let your head go. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Okay, release your hands. Keep your feet about hip distance apart. Grab onto the big toes in yogic toe lock. So the first 2 fingers wrap around the big toe. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, come into a deeper forward fold. Fan the elbows out to the sides and the shoulder blades slide up towards the sacrum. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or float back, lower down, your choice. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Coming into half pigeon pose. Inhale, lift the right leg up and back. And as you exhale, bring the right knee to the front and swing the right foot over to the left side of your mat. Left knee comes down. You can place a blanket underneath the right hip here, if that's more comfortable. And if you'd like to go deeper in the pose, you can go without the blanket, or you can even use a block under there too. Whatever, pillow, cat, I don't know, whatever you have handy. Walk your hands in close to your body. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, walk your hands forward. Come down to your elbows if you can. Come all the way down if you like. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Okay, walk your hands back in. Okay, you can stay here or come up to a block or a blanket. We're going to go a little bit further. We're going to bend your left knee, and if that's not really accessible, you can loop a strap around your left foot. I think this is happening, yeah. And hold the strap. Okay, you can bring it up overhead if that's comfortable, or you can just hold it back behind you. Wherever you're at is fine. I think I'm going to use a blanket. Those blocks are a little too thick for me. Okay, and you can do one arm or both arms. Okay, and if you don't have a strap, you can just come up and kind of work on opening up that left hip flexor, okay? And if you can go a little further and you don't have a strap, you can place that foot in the crook of your left elbow. Okay, looking forward. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Good. Release that foot. Come down off your props if you're on props. Swing the left leg around to the front. And we'll come into a seated twist, half Lord of the Fishes. So you can bring the left foot right in front of you and keep the right knee on the floor and just take an easy spinal twist. Or you can cross the left foot to the other side of the right knee and bring this right foot next to your left hip. And you can take a deeper pose if you like. Okay, do whatever works. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Good. Face the front. We'll come into cow face pose, Gomukhasana. So the knees are stacked on top of each other and your legs are crossed over top like this. If this isn't really happening, or if you feel like it's pulling on your ankles or whatever, you can come up to a blanket or even a block. I know you might be thinking you might need a chair, but you don't. Okay. All right, so here we go. Grab your strap if you have one. If you don't have a strap, I don't know, use something. Use a towel or your cat, or cats make really good props, you know. All right, bring the left hand behind your back. Okay, work it up as far as you can bring it. And then bring the right hand up overhead and see if you can touch hands with yourself. And if you can't, use a strap or a towel or something to fill in the gap. All right, here we go. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Good. Release the strap. And work out your shoulders if you need to. Jinkies. All right, come off your props and find your way back to downward facing dog, however you like to get there. Coming into half pigeon pose on the left side. Inhale, lift your left leg up and back. And exhale, left knee comes to the front, behind the left wrist, and the left foot comes to the right side of your mat. Okay, now don't expect both sides to be the same. They usually are not. Okay, walk your hands in, find a nice deep back bend, take a breath in. And then as you exhale, walk your hands forward. Come down to the elbows, or further if you like. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Okay, walk your hands in, come up, and we'll come into that deeper expression of the pose. So you can keep the hips facing forward. If you were on the mat, you might want to come up a little bit higher for this one. Okay, bend your right knee if you can, and grab your foot with your hand, or use a strap, or place it in the crook of your elbow. Here we go. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Good. Release your foot, and we'll swing the right leg around the front. Coming into our seated twist. Okay, take the same variation that you did on the other side. So either that right foot is down next to the left knee, or you can cross it over the left knee. Okay, take your twist. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Good. Face the front, and we'll come into cow face pose, Gomukhasana. Okay. Again, if you need to come up on a blanket or a block, please do. Okay. This time, the right arm goes back behind you as far as it'll go, and then the left arm comes up to see if you can hold your right fingertips. If not, use a strap or a towel or your pet. I'm just kidding. Don't use your pet. They won't like it. Okay, breathe in, breathe out 1, breathe in, breathe out 2, breathe in, breathe out 3, breathe in, breathe out 4, breathe in, breathe out 5. Good, release, and roll out the shoulders just a little bit. All right, let's set up for shoulder stand. So grab your blanket. I prefer any adult who's doing the pose to use a blanket. Takes the pressure off of your neck. Okay, so fold up the blanket like this. If you have a yoga blanket, make it a nice square. If you have a beach towel or something like that, nice and wide and thick, make sure it's folded well with no wrinkles in it, no lumps. Trust me, the Princess and the Pea is real when it comes to yoga, all right? So take a seat and we'll lie back. Make sure your head is on the floor. Okay, so the tops of your shoulders are on your mat and you've got a good 4 or 5 inches. All right, ponytail is not working here. Okay. All right, so avoid shoulder stand if you have unregulated high blood pressure, if you are a woman on your moon cycle, or if you've had any recent eye surgeries or issues with your eyes, stay away from inversions for today. All right, so everybody else, giddy up, hands down next to your hips, palms down. Okay, and lift your hips up, bend your elbows, place your hands on the back of your hips. Okay, feet reach up towards the ceiling. All right, and you want to work your way as far into the pose as you can. Make sure you have a lot of space between your chin and your chest. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. All right, we're going to come straight into bridge pose from here. So lower your hips down just a little bit. And place your left foot on the mat, and then your right foot on the mat next to your left. Okay, clasp your hands behind your back if you can. Lift your hips up. Few breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Tuck your arms a little bit further if you can. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Good. Lower down. And just rest here for a couple of breaths. Bring your knees together, your feet apart. Okay, if you did shoulder stand, you can stay there and rest. If you skipped shoulder stand and you have a block handy, you can lift your hips up, place your hips on a block, and then extend your feet up to the ceiling. You can even bend the knees a little bit here. And if you did shoulder stand and you want to do this too, be my guest. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Okay, release your feet down. Lift your hips up. Lower them back down on the mat. Okay, roll over to one side. Come up and undo your mat. And we'll come into a seated position. Okay, we'll come into Janu Shirsasana, head to knee pose. So bend your left knee and place the left foot next to your right thigh. Right foot's pointed straight ahead. Flex your toes. Inhale, sit straight up. And as you exhale, walk your hands forward, coming into a forward fold. Try to keep the low back flat and try to hinge at the hips as you come down. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Inhale, come up. Take this left foot and left hip and open it up towards the left. And grab a block if you need to and bring that right elbow down to a block. Left hand can stay on the left knee here for a little twist. If you'd like to go a little bit further, you bring the right elbow down to the mat. Left arm can reach up to the ceiling or up overhead and maybe grab onto your toes. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Good. Inhale, come up. We're going to switch legs. So the left foot extends forward. Right knee bends in. Right foot is on the inside of the left thigh. One hand on either side of your left leg. Inhale, lengthen the spine upward. And then exhale, walk your hands forward. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Inhale, come up. Take the right hip, open it up to the right side. Bring the left elbow down to the inside of the left thigh or the floor or a block. Okay, take your twist. Right hand can stay on the right knee. Reach up towards the ceiling or up over towards the left toes or maybe grab onto the left toes. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Good. Inhale, come up. And we'll come back to the front. All right, one last pose here before we wrap it up. And let's take the legs wide. Actually, maybe 2 poses. I'm not sure. All right. Flex the toes, knees pointed up towards the ceiling. Hands in front of you. If the lower back is starting to round, remember you can come up to a blanket. You can place a blanket underneath your sitting bones. Okay? When you're ready, walk your hands forward. You can come down to the elbows, the floor, or a block. Okay. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Good. Inhale, come up. Peel your legs back together. All right, one last forward fold, Paschimottanasana. And this is the last pose, I promise. Okay? Flex your toes. You can bend the knees here if that's more comfortable. You can even put a blanket underneath your knees. Okay? You can use a strap if you like, whatever works. When you're ready, inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, come into your forward fold. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Breathe in. Breathe out 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. Good. Inhale, come up. And find your way into Shavasana. Final relaxation. Lie flat on your back. Tuck your shoulder blades under. Let your legs relax. As you lay here in your final relaxation, imagine the breath is coming in through the right foot, up the right side of the body, up to the space between your eyes, and then exhale down through the left nostril, down the left side of the body and the left foot. Then reverse directions, and it would inhaling through the left side of the body, and then exhaling through the right. So do that with each breath. To yourself. Use your imagination. Move your hands and your feet. Turn your head from side to side. Bend your knees, put your feet on the floor, and roll over to one side. And when you're ready, push yourself up to sit. Sitting up nice and tall, you can rest your hands on your knees, bring your awareness to the center of your chest, and imagine the breath coming in and out from the center of your chest. And as you do that, take a moment to find something to be grateful for, just a moment of gratitude for anything. All right, let that go and gently open your eyes. Thank you for taking the time to practice yoga with me today. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button below, and if you'd like to see more, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.